Hi, I'm James Lamont, Fellow at the Vadine Center for Rural Economic Development at the University of Minnesota Crookston. Today, we're going to talk about agricultural layoffs in the United States and give an overview over the 2024 environment. There's been a major economic shift in farming over the last several months. This is due to farm income being impacted both on the left side and the right side of the ledger. On the right side of the ledger, we're seeing fairly sizable decreases in commodity prices across trade corridors. In addition, on the left side of the ledger, inputs, whether it be labor, equipment, seed, whatever is required, continue to rise as a result of inflation. So the inflationary pressures on one side combined with decreased prices on the other is certainly contributing to a level of financial instability. And as a result, those who haven't prudently fiscally planned are seeing some farm closures. This is particularly prevalent in California, and we're seeing workforce reductions as a result. In addition to California, the Midwest is hit hard due to the fact that many planted for crops like corn and soy this year, or soybeans, and those prices have been relatively subdued. And then, if you recall, this time last year, fruit and vegetables were actually more expensive, especially strawberries, due to either supply constraints and/or just inflationary pressures. And so now we're seeing that the supply and demand is being regulated and somewhat neutralized, and as a result, Californian farms are laying folks off. As far as the workforce demographics, this primarily impacts migrant workers. They tend to have the highest unemployment rates. If you were to look at a metro area like Calexico in the Imperial Valley in California, unemployment rates are still over 30%. So that's pretty difficult to imagine given where we are as a nation, that we have actual metros in the United States with 30% unemployment rates. And then we're also seeing, due to the advent of certain AI capabilities that are now being integrated, as well as just new technologies coming online, we're starting to see skilled laborers impacted by some of these layoffs as well. Simultaneously, when I mention skilled laborers, this transcends into machinery brands. Good example would be companies like John Deere and AGCO down in Georgia announced significant layoffs this year due to weakening demand for farming equipment. Those impacts on the left and right side of the ledger are naturally postponing certain equipment purchases and new technologies. We also saw an announcement from Prima Wawona in California, which is a major fruit producer, that thousands of workers will be laid off there. With respect to John Deere, Iowa tends to be the area where a majority of the layoffs are being announced. In fact, there have been several rounds announced already this year. And then sector-specific layoffs that aren't limited to machinery, but also within the processing space as well as crop production. This naturally is indicative of broader industry challenges, including supply chain issues and inflationary impacts that hopefully will work their way out of the supply chain now that certain side or elements of the economy are stabilizing. I'd like to thank you for joining me today and have a good one.